trying to keep it at a warm temperature. We are going to set up only, we're just going to set up the respiration lab. So what we have done is we have emptied out our packets of yeast into this little measuring cup. So the yeast is in here, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon to each of our bottles. These are just clear bottles. We have numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the numbers correspond with the sugar that we're going to add. So number 1 is going to be yeast, and warm water, and regular sugar, which is sucrose, table sugar. Okay, so a tablespoon of yeast, yeah. I want to make sure it's going to pour good. I'm going to hold my hands around it like this. A funnel. Yeah. I don't have a funnel, so you can see that it can be done without a funnel. I do not have one, and I'm not going to take the time to make one. You just hold your hand around the opening to keep the yeast, to make sure your yeast goes into your bottle.
And then how much water?
We'll do the water in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we're going to do this. JJ's going to go ahead and add the
half.
No, the whole thing. One whole tablespoon.
Okay.
Yeah. She's going to add 1 tablespoon to each of our 4 containers. I can actually help because you may or may not know this, but 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. Kitchen lesson. And then you don't measure. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to add whatever's left of this into that one.
Okay.
Because we know, about. Okay, so our yeast is added, and now put that in here. Yeah. You can just rub it with your finger. It's not going to hurt. That's what I thought. Yeah. Now we're going to do our sugar sources. Remember, for you, it needs to be table sugar. Splenda or sucralose, equal, and stevia. We're not using Splenda and Equal because I didn't have any, so I'm just going to do different sugar sources. I'm going to use the agave nectar, I guess, and I'm going to use Karo syrup. Okay, so this is the stevia.
And here, how much in each one of those?
A tablespoon. Tablespoon of the sweetener in each one. Okay, so there needs to be, number 3 needs to be the amber. So here's your tablespoon. Thanks. Yeah. And then lastly, number 4, you can put the Karo syrup. Now, you guys, I'm going to go over and I'm just going to measure, do an estimation of about 1 inch of water, warm water, not hot. That's why I've been letting my sink, my faucet run because I wanted it to be the right temperature. So about 1 inch of water, 1 inch of water. These yeast are not dead. They're just dry. They've gone dormant. But as soon as we add the water and they're reacting with water and sugar source, they're going to come alive, and you're going to see what I mean.
And then you said you're doing 4. The 4 we're leaving alone, I think, right?
Do what?
4 we're not doing anything with, are we?
Yeah, we're going to put the corn syrup in 4.
Corn syrup in 4. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Now, I'm going to take these and put balloons on them. You see me? Okay, just putting balloons around the caps. And we're going to kind of swirl the bottles, but don't swirl too much, because you can swirl and you can get an explosion sometimes.
And then we're doing how much?
About an inch of water.
Okay.
Have we got, what's in this one?
That was the carrot syrup.
So all it needs is water?
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them,
Yeah.
okay. All right, I'll get mine, you get yours, and then we'll put the balloons on.
Okay.
And what you're gonna measure each time, each 5-minute interval, you're gonna measure, oh, that was close. Okay, you are going to measure the change in the balloon. So this is when it is a good time to take a before picture. Take a picture of your bottles and your balloons before anything happens. And then, you know, at the very end, take an after picture. And you're going to want to measure the height of the foam that builds up. It's called slurry. And which is just bubbles like you see in beer and bread, because that's what's happening. That's the process that we're doing. It's called fermentation. So it's carbon dioxide bubbles that are building up, and when you smell it at the end, depending on how long you let it sit, you will smell a strong alcohol smell. That's because that's what you just made. But it's disgusting to drink, so don't. Then I forgot to say this, or I may have, but I'm going to say it again. Make sure you measure the height of the balloons, because they will blow up as this experiment goes on. Okay? So that's how you set it up. Let me move out of the way. Is it getting a good image? Okay. All right.